Today on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. As a Montrealer, we got some nice girls out here too, but whatever, I'll take the Toronto as a win because, that's representing Canada as a whole. So all the girls that are in Toronto represent Canada. So shout out to Canada. What up? It's your boy Trent Out Loud and I'm back with another episode. I got a good show set up for you guys today. I actually don't have any lead stories today, but I got a bunch of quick news. I got follow-up news from the past couple of days. And of course, I got sports updates and highlights. Y'all know what time it is. Put your headphones on, put your earbuds in, turn your devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. According to academics, Drake was being extorted by an ex-girlfriend, and that's why his video leaked yesterday. Take a listen to this.
Allegedly, Drake was getting extorted by some chick. Drake basically was like, man, just let it come out. But I do think it's more important that he didn't just bow down to this chick or whatever and probably paid her, because at the end of the day, man, first of all, I'm a little shocked that Drake is even this is kind of odd. This is there was another video that Drake had sent where he was in front of a mirror, a mirror picture or something like that to a girl. I'm surprised that Drake is sending pictures to any girl. Why does he need to send pictures or videos of himself to you?
All right, so I'm sure most of you by now have seen the video, or for those who haven't seen it, I'm sure you heard about the video. Like I just played for you, according to academics, we now have our answer how the video got out, and apparently Drake is being extorted. A lot of people thought that Drake leaked it out himself. Even yesterday, I was like, maybe Drake leaked it out himself to cause a viral moment for himself because his tour is out. But apparently, he was being extorted by a girl that, of course, just wanted money. And it makes sense because a few months ago, Adam22 said that he got a picture of Drake, a selfie picture of him in the mirror, of him exposing himself or whatever. And Adam22 said that some girl told him that he had it and that he wanted money from Drake. So apparently there's a couple of videos or pictures out from Drake, and these girls are trying to get money. And Drake is like, just put it out. I'm not giving you a penny. But two things is that, A, why would you try to extort Drake? This is the last person. It's nothing that's embarrassing or nothing that's exposing of him. That's just stupid. You're better yet of if you got to the level where you're talking to Drake and he's sending you pictures like that, exposing himself, why wouldn't you try to continue the relationship? Why wouldn't you continue to nurture that relationship instead of totally getting yourself X'd out of his life completely? And then if you're that kind of girl that is around celebrities like that to have access, now no dude is going to mess with you. So whoever these girls are, they're stupid. That's just dumb. And second of all, I also agree with academics. What is Drake thinking? Well, I kind of partly agree with him because he was more saying, why is Drake doing this? Because he doesn't need to do this to get girls. But my thing is, why is he doing this not assuming that somebody is not going to put that out? You're Drake. Are you nuts? I'm nowhere near the celebrity of Drake, and I wouldn't send out pictures of myself to girls worrying if they might want to leak it out. Drake is crazy. I would not, first of all, I'm not a guy to do those kind of things anyways. I'm old school like that. Nobody has any sort of pictures of me at all. But if I were to, that would be my wife or something. That wouldn't be some girl who I'm just dating or talking to. Drake is crazy for that, man. Not only does he not need to do that, like I said, I agree with academics. He doesn't need to do that. He's Drake. He should just be able to get a girl just on the basis that he's Drake, successful and all that stuff. But on top of it, how could you trust a girl with that kind of information? You got to know that she's going to want to expose that. Forget the extorting. She's going to want to expose it and put it out and say, look at my pictures of Drake. But I don't know. Maybe he knows that that's going to happen. I don't know, man. Maybe he's calling academics and being say that somebody was extorting me and he wants it out. Who knows what people are doing? Anyways, the point is that Drake is viral. People are talking about him, and I don't feel like he is unbothered at all. You know what I mean? Like, even Adam called him and Aiden said something about like, yo, Drake, you're talented, this, whatever, and you got a missile. And Drake was like, yo, this might be my next album intro. I'm going to see if I could find a clip of it and play it for you guys.
Hold on one sec. I'm going to send him a voice memo. You're blessed with your voice. You're blessed with performing. You're blessed to be you. You're blessed to be number one. But you're also blessed to have a fucking missile. Oh, he just texted me. He put like 8 laughing emojis.
He doesn't care?
He said this might be my next album intro. Oh, great.
But yeah, so Drake is having fun with it. He said it might be his next album intro. Who knows? He's having fun with it. Drake is clearly unbothered. So shout out to the boy Drizzy. Kanye West dropped a new video with his daughter, North. I obviously cannot play the audio because I don't want my video being taken down, but I will put up the visuals. I talked about this, I think, 2 weeks ago when North was showing us the treatment of the video. It's weird because in the treatment, she was saying like, I'm going to get in my Lamborghini and I'm going to go here. I'm going to Nobu. And you thought it was kind of like an outside video. And for those of you who can't see this right now, what I'm playing next to me, the video was just her and Kanye kind of like sitting up in a studio, like in a chair. But it's a really nice video. It's really cool that he's actually doing a video with North. For those of you who don't know, North is always on TikTok. She's always on social media. She loves the camera. Like she definitely is going to be a superstar. So it's really cool that, you know, your dad is Kanye West and he's letting you do your own video and he's letting you, you know, on his track for his album. So I thought that was really nice. But also, you know, the flip side to this video releasing is that Kanye actually put out a post today saying that he's trying to, you know, release this album. We all know, I've been talking about this for like the past month or two, that he's trying to release Vultures, and he's trying to book stadiums to have concerts, and no venues are letting him book a concert. Listen to this.
This Ye, we just sold out the United Center in 7 minutes, and I just wanted to express to everybody out there to see if there's anyone that can help with this. It's the only arena that I had access to in the past year. And when I call, people say there's no avails for me. And you know why that is. So if there's anybody out there that can help with this, please do.
So this is a result, obviously, of his anti-Semitic remarks a year and a half ago. And people like me said that you can't cancel Kanye, you can't blackball Kanye. He's too big of an artist. He has too many followings. And like I said, the past 2 or 3 times that I've talked about Kanye, you know, it looks like I was wrong. His sock release shoe didn't do well. You know, he tried to have album release parties in Miami at Art Basel. He got blocked there. He had to do it in an Airbnb. Now you see Kanye is releasing Vultures, apparently February the 9th. He's putting out this video, but the only stadium that will let him do any sort of concert or any sort of appearances is this venue in Chicago, his hometown, but he can't get it done anywhere else. So I don't know what is going to happen with Kanye. I don't know what's going to happen with this album. I don't know where he's going to release it, but it looks like it's coming out. There's a video and there's a rollout. So let's see what Kanye West is going to do. He's got 2 more days to get this together. I'm anxious to see what's going to happen with this. Let's jump into quick news. Ring my bell. Travis Kelce finally comes out and says that he did not invent the fade. Listen to this.
That was ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. And to do it on February 1st to throw me to the wolves like that was messed up, man. But I didn't invent that. I just asked for it.
You know he had to do that because he would have gotten literally torn up online. But this was a post from the New York Times. Obviously, the guy who wrote this story is clueless and has no clue about Black culture. That's a Black haircut. And at least Travis Kelce had to come out and talk about it and address it. On the flip side, though, is that Travis is in Vegas, and I want him to be concentrating on the Super Bowl. I don't want him sitting down talking to the media about haircuts and all of this stuff. I want him studying tape. I want him focused. I want him dialed in. He can have all of this fun after Sunday, after they win the Super Bowl. Y'all know Kansas City is my team. I need them to beat San Francisco. I don't want them to take this lightly. Let this be the last topic of conversation about Taylor Swift, about his hair, about anything else. I want him in meetings, on the field, talking to coaches and studying tape. I want them to blow out San Francisco. I don't even want a tight game. Like, let's go Kansas City, man. Like, I am stressed out this whole week about Kansas City winning. Anyways, I digress. Talking about Taylor Swift, I have a clip that I'm going to play for you, and it confirms what I said to you guys on Monday. Taylor Swift's PR team was doing damage control after the Grammy Awards when she ignored Celine Dion backstage. That picture looked super sus. It didn't look like Celine Dion was happy at all. It looked like she was like, okay, fine, take it. And she was pissed. I'm sure Celine Dion was pissed that she came out of her house. She's sick. She's tired, doing all this stuff. And she came to present Album of the Year and you just ignored her on stage. Anyways, here, listen to this clip.
I talked to someone who was backstage and the Taylor camp knew immediately it was a misstep. And they were scrambling backstage to get a photo of Taylor with Celine Dion, which they promptly put out. And that was damage control.
Like I said, I don't think a picture is enough. I think Taylor Swift needs to come out and address it. Her PR team probably doesn't want her to come out and address it publicly, because when a celebrity speaks on an incident, it just gives the incident more legs. So now people are going to rehash and re-talk about it. But something that's so big like this, that's not going to get off of people's minds, I think it would be worth it to bring it back up again. So at least, you know, you get an apology or you get an explanation, because I don't think anyone's going to forget about this. This is going to be something that lingers, and it's going to be a stain on Taylor Swift's career. I'm telling you, mark my word. Dr. Miami confirms that males can get, I don't want to say the word, but enhancements as well too in the front area. I don't want to say any words here to get me get my video pulled off of YouTube. But yeah, so men are getting enlargement in the frontal area. And this comes up because somebody has alleged that the Drake video that came out yesterday was, you know, Drake showing off his enhancement that he actually got when he did this tummy tuck, which I don't believe at all. I just want to tell you guys right now, I think that this person is totally capping, but it did spark some conversation online. Deborah wrote, y'all gagging over that Drake video like he ain't use his excess lipo juice to get his DDL. Like, so I don't believe this for 1 second. What does a DDL stand for, actually? Oh, it stands for Dominican, the D word, lift. This is ridiculous. They're just trying to make it because of the Brazilian butt lift, so they're calling it the Dominican lift. Anyways, these people are capping. I don't know. I'm not here like trying to stand up for Drake. Like, that's all his business, but I think that's just people just hating. Chrisean Rock loses a total of 4,000 followers on Instagram. I don't know why people are talking about this. It's such a big deal. Chrisean Rock loses another 100,000 followers, making it a total of 400,000 followers that she's lost since she put this blue face tattoo on her face. Like I told you guys, I'm going to put up these numbers. She used to have 5.4 million and now she has 5 million. Like, boo-hoo, she only has 5 million followers. I told you that she actually put out her stats on this last week. I think she had over 160,000 comments and like 100,000 shares. Followers don't need anything. Engagements mean everything. She's making probably a couple of $1 million off of that alone. So the sacrifice of her losing 400,000 followers and making a couple of $1 million is a joke. And the fact that people are still talking about it even now is showing her and her sponsors that she could still trend even weeks after doing something ridiculous like this. So it's just a matter of time before she does another ridiculous thing and that you guys are going to talk about it. And she might lose 100 or 200,000 followers, but have 500,000 engagements. And she's going to get like $1 million for it. So y'all keep talking about her because Chrisean is out here winning. Beyonce just dropped a video for a new hair care line that is coming out February the 20th. I thought this was really interesting. I wanted to share it for my female audience out there. I am big on hair. You guys, I have a hat on right now, but you guys know that I got my braids. I have shared on my Instagram for the past couple of years of my hair journey. For years and years and years, I had a bald head, shaving my hair. And during the pandemic, I started growing my hair for the first time, and now I have braids, and I love just the whole hair culture. It's a beautiful thing in Black culture, and the styles and the designs and just all the products and everything. I'm new to the world. I'm a couple of years in. But I'm happy to see Beyonce, jumping into the hair world. She did something in a video a couple of years ago. I can't remember, but she's always been in the hair culture. Jay-Z growing out his dreads, growing out his locks. He did actually say he's thinking about cutting it. But anyways, shout out to the Carters. Shout out to Beyonce for giving this to Black women and celebrating Black hair. There is some people out there that are saying that they don't want any products from Beyonce, and they don't like that she's actually getting into this world because Beyonce is always wearing weaves and she's not wearing her natural hair. We haven't actually seen Beyonce in her natural hair. And a lot of these Black hair products out there are to promote especially Black women and also Black men to wear your natural hair, to not have to wear weaves or extensions, and celebrate Black hair and Black culture. And Beyonce, we have never really actually seen her in her real hair. So there's a little bit of a mixed review, but y'all know me. I'm a little bit a part of the Beehive. I'm a little bit of a Beyonce stan. So anything that she does, I'm a support. But I know I have to say that, they do have a little bit of a point that, I would love to see Beyonce at some point rock her natural hair or rock her natural fro, or, just even if her hair is straightened out, I would love to see how Beyonce's natural hair looks. And I would like to see her promote, natural, beautiful Black hair. But that's just my 2 cents. I'm still a Beyonce fan, so shout out to B. And I will definitely look into her products. I hope she's making some products for men. But we'll look into it. Sexyy Red drops a video on Instagram from her hospital bed. I reported on this yesterday when actually I thought she was just doing pictures, but what she was actually doing was actually putting out, filming, not a real official video. I don't think it's going to be on YouTube, but just a little snippet video on Instagram. I thought it was really funny. But like I said yesterday, man, I love the ratchetness. I love the ghetto stuff that Sexyy Red does. I love it. I love now that we have more visuals of Sexyy Red in the hospital after she delivered a baby. Nobody else could do this. Nobody else could pull this off. But Sexyy Red, maybe Sukihana could pull something like this off too. But anyways, for those who want to see the video, I have pulled it off of Instagram. It's on my YouTube page. You can go to Trent Out Loud at YouTube and see the video. I'm playing it right beside me right now. It's hilarious. Shout out to Sexyy Red. I love you. And like I said yesterday, please don't ever change. Don't get money and change up on us and get Hollywood. Anytime you have a baby, I want you to film a video in the hospital bed. Anytime you do anything, I want you to stay as ratchet and ghetto as possible, because this is what we love you for. The results are in on the Grammys, and the viewership is actually up 34% from last year. I told you guys on my review of the Grammys that I actually really enjoyed the Grammys this year. I always watch the award shows, and the shows for the past couple of years have been kind of dry. But I told you guys that Trevor Noah did a good job, and the actual show was really good. I watched it from 8 to 11:30. I didn't fast forward. I didn't skip. I didn't go away. It was actually really good. So I'm not that surprised that it is up. I'll read a little quick article. The 66th Annual Grammy Awards took a fast car towards rating success on Sunday, bringing in 16.9 million viewers with a show that featured several high-profile performances and surprises. This marks a 34% improvement from last year's show, which reached 12.4 million viewers and the most watched Grammys since 2020. Now, if you go back to, 10 years ago, 10 or 15 years ago, the Grammys was watched by 40, 50, 60 million people, but TV is just not what it is. People are on their phones. People know they could just watch clips on the internet. People are just going to watch it on YouTube. But for the Grammy Awards to be up 34% from last year, and 16 million viewers. Shout out to the Grammys. You guys did a good job. I can't wait for next year, man. I like watching award shows. I like that. Ziggy Marley pens a letter to his dad, Bob Marley. For those of you who don't know, well, you should know by now, the Bob Marley movie One Love is dropping February 14th. And Ziggy Marley, they're doing their press release, and they're doing their, what do you call that? Movie previews. Can't remember the name right now. What is the name when you put out a movie? A preview or a screening? A screening. They did a screening for One Love. I saw Kelly Rowland was out there. A bunch of celebrities were out there. So this is a letter that Bob Marley, I'll just read the whole article to you. Ziggy Marley wrote an emotional letter to his late father, Bob Marley, who would have been 79 years old today. The letter shared what the artist has learned from his father, the physical traits he sees in him that were passed down from the reggae star, and the legacy that he left behind. Ziggy wrote, "I miss everything about you, but mainly your presence. I listen to you." Ziggy continued his letter by sharing how he gained his spirituality from his father and noted how not only does he see parts of Bob in him, but he also sees the similarities in his own children. Bob Marley sadly passed away at the age of 36 after a 4-year battle with cancer. Anyways, that's really sad. I miss Bob Marley, man. Every New Year's when I DJ, my New Year's Eve party that I have at my house, I always play at least 3 or 4 Bob Marley songs, and everybody's on the dance floor. It's always a party. I come from a Jamaican family, so Bob Marley's always going to be a smash around my family. And I cannot wait to go and see that movie February the 14th. I want everybody to go out and support that movie. I'm going to bring my mom and my dad with me, and maybe my aunt. And I'm going to try to get everybody from my family. I'm bringing everybody to the theater. But y'all go out and support that movie. One Love. Shout out Bob Marley and the whole Bob Marley family. Cenat says the best looking girls are from where? Toronto. Yo, listen to this.
Which city got the best looking girls? From my experience, Toronto got a lineup, you heard? Bro, chat, Toronto got a lineup, gang. When I was there for Drake tour, bro, and we in the parties we was going to, my nigga, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It was crazy.
Yo, shout out to Kai. I will say, though, as a Montrealer, we got some nice girls out here, too. But whatever, I'll take the Toronto as a win because, that's representing Canada as a whole. Canada is too small of a country. We only have 40 million people here. We're too small of a country to be separating. So when you say Toronto, we take that as Canada and we take that as a win for the whole country. It's like the Raptors. It's not the Toronto Raptors. It's the Canadian Raptors. That's our team. So all the girls that are in Toronto represent Canada. So shout out to Canada. Shout out to the girls. And shout out especially to Montreal girls because you know these Montreal girls ain't playing out here, man. Shout out to Montreal and Toronto, even some Vancouver girls. All right, shout out to Canada. All right, this brings us to question of the day. Amber Rose was on someone's podcast, and the question of the day is it okay to never forgive people who hurt you? Listen to this.
So for me, I don't believe in forgiveness if you don't want to forgive.
Oh.
That's my philosophy. I'm very happy with still hating people because it makes me happy. I feel like a lot of people are like, forgiveness is going to heal you.
All right, let me go to the comment section and then I will give you my take. Miss Fernandez, 25, writes, if God can forgive me for all my sins, I choose to forgive those who have done me wrong in my life. I will never forget, but I pray that the Lord keeps my heart humble as I continue to keep my faith in his glory. I'm blessed because of this. Just Lillian says she also doesn't believe in God, so ... Godiva 85 writes, unforgiveness will only affect you and block your blessings. It's a bitter attitude. That bitter attitude will get you nowhere. Have boundaries and move on. King Dane Point 2 writes, forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation or rekindling. You can forgive and not mess with the person ever again. Stephanie _bad chick wrote, God ain't in her life. All right, here's somebody that agrees with her. Kimberly.Nicole writes, same here, girl. I stand on business for real. All right, so y'all know me. I had to go and Google the word forgiveness. It's not that I don't know the meaning of forgiveness, but there's a lot of words in the English dictionary that we sometimes kind of like create our own meanings. And I like to go and find like the true definition of words. So whenever I'm in an argument or whether I'm in a discussion or whether I give my opinion, I always like to Google the word to find out the actual true meaning of the word. And I'm happy that I did, because the true actual definition of forgive, according to the Oxford Dictionary, is stop feeling anger or resentment towards someone for an offense, a flaw, or a mistake. So prior to knowing the actual true definition, I was going to say, I don't forgive people either, because I don't have a problem. If somebody does something for me, I don't have a problem moving on, but I'm like, why do I have to forgive you? Like, why do I have to? I was assuming, I'm walking you through my entire process here to the answer to this question. I was like, why do I have to forgive you? Meaning like, why do I have to, why do I have to why do I have to say it's okay for what you did to me? So I was like, I don't feel like it's okay. And I think that's what Amber was saying too. Like, I still hate you. I don't want to forgive you. But the true meaning of forgiveness, it's not about forgiving the other person. It's about something that's internal. So forgive means to stop feeling anger or resentment towards that person. So I'm no longer angry at that person because I don't care. I'm no longer resentful to that person. I don't have any resentment. So forgiveness is not like, oh, it's okay that you did that to me. That's not what forgiveness means. Forgiveness is actually you as a person. So if you're no longer angry at that person or you're no longer resentful to that person, that means you forgave that person according to the English language. So I think if Amber would have known that, I don't think that if she would have known that, I don't think she would have given that answer. I would love to interview her and find out. But I think a lot of people don't forgive because they think it's about the other person. So, it's not a religious thing. It's not, a lot of the comments that I read were about God or about this or whatever. For me, it's, yes, if somebody does something to me, I might get angry. I might resent them. After a couple of weeks, I'm like, you know what? I'm over them. I either cut them out of my life. I want to have nothing to do with them. But I'm no longer angry. I don't have any resentment to that person. So I guess I am a forgiving person. I would have thought before I am not forgiving, because I would normally just put somebody out in my life and just don't care and just completely move on. But I learned, and I'm really happy that I just learned that forgiveness is really all about you. I'm going to continue this conversation actually on my IG live with my crew, Sunny, Mars, and Aya. For those of you who don't know, you should know, but I actually record a live podcast on Thursday on Instagram. So tune in Thursday at 8:00 p.m. If you like this topic, I am going to bring this up with the team and continue the conversation, and of course, see what they have to say and see what they think about my answer. All right, this brings us to sports news. I don't have any highlights or news, but I do have some scores from the NBA and NHL, so let's get into it. The Pacers beat the Rockets. The Knicks beat the Grizzlies. The Heat beat the Magic. The Maverick beat the Nets. The Bulls beat the Timberwolves. The Jazz beat Thunder. And the Suns beat the Bucks. I heard here, this is a little bit of news for you. Since Doc Rivers has been coaching the Bucks, they are 1-4. They are really not doing well out here. Dame Lillard, Giannis, that whole team over there, like that's my team that I picked for the East. So I don't know what's going on with the Bucks, but it's still just mid-season. I feel like with a new coach, Dame is still new in there. I think they will probably get their act together by the time the playoffs come along. So shout out to Bucks. Like I said, that is my team for the East Coast. All right, let's get into some hockey news. Hockey is back after the All-Star game. And I got some good news. Well, hold on. Let me get to it. The Flames beat the Bruins. And round of applause, the Canadians beat the Capitals. Let's go, Montreal. I said yesterday, I'm like, gosh, my dream now that I'm reporting on the NHL, please, my dream, can I please just say one day that the Canadians won a game? I literally think that they have lost like 4 or 5 straight. So my dreams have come true finally. The Canadians lost. The Canadians won. See, I'm so used to saying that the Canadians lost. The Canadians won last night. And I was also reading, I think his name is Nick something, I don't remember his last name, but somebody on the Canadians yesterday scored 2 goals in 1 minute. So shout out to Nick. Sorry that I forgot your last name, but I am watching more hockey so that I can report on hockey news. The Flyers beat the Panthers. The Penguins beat the Jets. The Stars beat the Sabres. The Canucks beat the Hurricanes. The Devils beat the Avalanche. And the Golden Knights beat the Oilers. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace! For more content, you could subscribe, download, or listen to the Trent Out Loud podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts, or you could watch us on YouTube. Just search Trent Out Loud. For showtimes and updates, you could follow us on all social platforms at Trent Out Loud. Go to signupexpert.com/Trent. Once you sign up for all betting apps and get all your bonuses and get all your rewards, go to your app store and download BetStamp and use promo code TOL.